What is going on, you guys? Happy workout number 2. Today is Tuesday, so I hope that you're feeling the burn a little bit from yesterday's workout. Today we're going to move your body a lot and work out some of that soreness and focus on different body parts. So today the workout is broken up again into 2 separate parts. The first part are 8-minute AMRAPs. So we're going to spend 8 minutes working on several exercises, as many rounds as possible in 8 minutes. And each of the 4 different AMRAPs that we have focus on a different body part or a different purpose for you. All right, so the first AMRAP that we're going to be doing of the 4 total is for cardio. So you guys are going to get your heart rate up really high, and then we're going to work on some strength and then do a little bit of both at the end. So the first one has 4 exercises, just like all the AMRAPs, and you're going to be doing 8 reps of each thing. So the first exercise are bottom burpees. And what this targets is, of course, your cardiovascular system, but it's also very upper body heavy, and I'll show you why. So a full burpee, you guys know, goes all the way down to the ground, you hop your feet back up, and then you jump. A bottom burpee is just like what it sounds like. It's just the bottom part of the burpee. So you're gonna go all the way down to your belly, pop your feet back up wide, and then you're going straight back down. So instead of hopping up, you're just staying down here. Basically, it's just a lot of little bitty push-ups, okay? So you're gonna do 8 of those guys. Then you're gonna stay down on the ground and go immediately into the next exercise, which are 8 shoulder plank taps from high plank. So what that means is you're in high plank position, all right? So your shoulders are stacked on top of your elbows and your wrists, and your goal is to keep your body as straight and flat as possible. So you're just raising your arm, tapping your shoulder, tapping your shoulder. All right, so you're gonna do 8 each arm, okay? Making sure your hand always lands right underneath your shoulder every single time. And do your best not to rock your hips, okay? So this is a total core exercise also. All right, your next exercise, you're going to be using a med ball. So ladies, you're gonna be using 10 pounds, guys are using 14 pounds. And what we're doing is another upper body cardio move, which are speed throws. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pass the med ball between you and a wall, and you're about 3 feet or so from the wall. In a split stance is what I find most comfortable, and you're gonna pass it back and forth as fast as possible, making sure that your arms stretch all the way out and they come all the way back in, okay? That's not it. All right, make sure you have enough distance between you and the wall to really throw it and come back in. You have 8 of those. All right, your last exercise in this AMRAP are plank ups. So what you're doing in a plank up is going from high plank to low plank, and you're gonna be doing that 8 times. So what you wanna do is start here in high plank. Again, same form, really tucked hips. You're gonna go down to low plank. Again, trying not to rock your hips, and you're gonna alternate which hand pushes you up. Okay, so you're doing 8 of those. That is the end of AMRAP number 1. You're gonna keep repeating that as many times in 8 minutes as possible. Once that 8 minutes is up, I want you guys to take a minute rest. In that minute, I want you to record your score. So what your score is the number of rounds in that AMRAP. So if you got 2.5 rounds, for example, you'd put 2 plus 16, because that's how many reps you got through the 3rd round. All right, the next AMRAP that we're gonna be doing is another 8-minute one, and it's still 8 reps per exercise. There are still 4 exercises, the same format every time. So all you need for this is 1 set of dumbbells. All right, so you're gonna start off by doing 8 dumbbell bicep curls. When you do bicep curls, I want you guys to make sure that your arms are all the way stretched out and you keep your elbows pinned by your sides and dumbbell curl. Make sure you go all the way back down instead of, I see a lot of people just kind of going to here. You want that big stretch and that big contraction every time. 8 of those. Then you're gonna go right into 8 Arnold presses. So an Arnold press is where you hold your dumbbells with your palms facing you. You're gonna wrap around like a windshield wiper, press up, and then come back around the way you came, okay? So just like that, you have 8 of those. And then you're gonna come down and do 8 hammer curls. So a hammer curl is like a dumbbell curl, but your palms are parallel to each other, facing each other, and the dumbbells stay right here parallel to each other the whole time. So again, make sure that you get that big stretch every time, going all the way down to the bottom. Your last exercise is going to be push presses. So a push press, you're up here and you're using your legs to help you get the weight up just a little bit. Okay, so your arms are gonna be pretty fatigued and you wanna use that push to help you. So you're gonna bend just slightly, overhead press, 8 of those, just like that. You're gonna repeat that for 8 minutes, as many rounds as possible, record your score. All right, so your 3rd AMRAP of 4 is all done on the floor. That's really exciting news because you're probably wanting to lay down a little bit. So the next one is all abs. So we're gonna be doing 8 V-ups. So on V-ups, you wanna make sure that your body forms a V at the top. So you're gonna start out flat on the ground, and you're gonna come straight up, making sure your legs are as straight as possible, and your shoulders to your hips are as straight as possible, extending all the way back out straight, and coming back up, just like that. If you can do it without letting your feet touch the ground right here, that would be even better. If you need to tap your feet at the bottom, that's okay too. All right, so you're gonna do 8 of those. Then we're gonna do 8 rocking planks. So I want you to do these from low plank, Really solid low plank. Make sure your shoulders are right over your elbows again, your butt's tucked, everything's nice and tight. And all you're gonna do is push off your toes, rock forward, pause, come back, pause. Rock forward, pause, rock back, pause. That's 8 of those. And then you're gonna stay in low plank and do 8 plank reaches. So make sure your plank is really strong. You're gonna lift up one arm and reach forward, 1, reach forward 2, reach forward 3, 4, 8. And then the last one, you're gonna do 8 knee passes. So you're gonna come back on your back, and all these are little baby crunches with no rests in between. So your hands are coming up towards your knees. You're just gonna reach, reach, reach. Regular crunches, you're extending all the way out straight, getting a big stretch. With these knee passes, you're keeping tension on your abs the whole time. 8 of those, all right? And that's it. You're gonna repeat that guy as many rounds as possible in 8 minutes. Record that score. So your last and final AMRAP, number 4, is a combination between some strength exercises and some cardio exercises to finish it off. So same format as before. The first exercise you're going to be doing are 8 push-ups. So push-ups from your toes. If you can't quite do them from your toes, we're going to do them from our knees. But I want you to try one from your toes, and your elbows kind of go back at a 45-degree angle. You guys are going to push straight back up. If you can't quite push back up, a lot of times you can come all the way down, put your knees down, and push yourself up from your knees. Okay, that's a good transition phase if you're in between being able to do them from your knees and your toes. If not, we can do them all from our knees, just like that. Make sure that your hips are tucked and we're not doing push-ups like this. Okay, so hips tucked in a nice straight line, your whole body comes down and push straight back up. 8 of those. Then we're gonna grab our dumbbells again and we're going to do 8 dumbbell curls with a press. So we've done curls already today. We've done presses today, we're gonna do them again. So 8 curls with an overhead press. Come back down through your dumbbell bicep curl. So curl, overhead press, come back down through 8 times. Okay, so the third exercise, you're gonna keep your dumbbells in your hand and we're gonna do a squat thrust to a row. So what I want you to do is keep the dumbbells by your sides, go all the way down into a squat. You're gonna jump out, jump back up, stand up, bend over, and I want you to row the weights towards your chest. So what you're doing is bending over just so that your back is pretty parallel with the ground. Row your shoulders up, your elbows kind of point towards the sky, and come back down. Then you go back down into your squat thrust, come up, stand up, bend over, row. Those are all 1 rep each. You're gonna do that 8 times. The last exercise is a really fun burpee called a frog burpee. And it looks a little weird at first, but it's really, really good for your upper body especially, because you're putting a lot of pressure on your shoulders at the bottom of the burpee. So when you do your burpee, you're gonna go out, you're just gonna come to right here. We're not gonna go all the way down to our chest. Instead, what you're gonna do is pike your feet in, pike your knees in, and coming up and going all the way onto your shoulders, just like that, so that you get a lot of pressure on the shoulders. Come back up, just like that, okay? So your hips go in the air. I know it looks a little weird, but it's really good, okay? 8 of those. That's your last and final AMRAP of the day. You're gonna record that score. So the last part of your workout is a Metcon, and you're going to be doing jumping rope plus rowing. If you don't have a rower available to you, a lot of times we'll substitute jump rope for rowing, but since we're already jumping rope, we're gonna substitute running for rowing. So the first part, we're going to do a max jump rope number. I want you to jump rope as long as possible unbroken, and that's gonna be your score for your jump rope today. So I do want to allow you to screw up 1 time, okay? So you're gonna have 2 total combined attempts. So you're gonna jump rope, jump rope, jump rope. If you mess up, that's okay. Keep that number and start again at the next number. Keep going, keep building your number until you fail twice. That's your total jump rope score. Then you're gonna go right into 4 minutes of rowing. I want you to track how many meters you can row in 4 minutes. So if you don't have a rower available to you, you can run outside or on a treadmill. Treadmill would be easier because you can track your meters in 4 minutes. If you don't have a treadmill and you're running on a road, just track your distance on, if you have a Garmin watch or an Apple watch, or you can just track it later and drive your car and see how many miles it was, but you were only running for 4 minutes. Okay, so that's your second score. So your first scores of the day were those 8-minute AMRAP scores. Your second score is your jump rope number, and your third score is the meters rowed or the distance that you ran in 4 minutes, okay? That is the end of workout number 2, guys. I will see you Wednesday.